What's up? Kumusta? Mabuhay? Apa kabar? And I was told that in Bahasa Indo, we just say hello. Welcome back to a recall. We're taking a look back at MSC 2022 at your service. My name is Leo, your host for tonight. And we have a very, very special panel, a lineup of international guests. Let's bring them in. Let's not wait any longer. We have coming in from Indonesia, my good man Mirko. From Malaysia, it's Mars. And from Singapore, it's ScrubbyCheeks. May, how are you doing? Let's check in with you first. How are you?
Because ladies first, is that how it works?
I did not mean for that, but hello.
No, fantastic. I mean, I'm still recovering from an MSC high, to be honest. Like, it's just been super wild. And I don't know. It feels weird to be back in Singapore, honestly.
Well, it's weird to be home.
Yeah, exactly.
I can feel the love, man.
Yeah, you got used to Malaysia, and I'm not sure if our beloved director did this on purpose, but you guys are next to each other. Singapore, Malaysia. Get it? Mars, how are you?
Yep. Yeah, it feels good to be back home, I guess. Yeah, I mean, the Messi.
You were home.
You never left.
You never left, bro.
Bro.
Just been in a car going to my home. I mean, I'm okay. It's good to be. I mean, the Messi hype is really good. I mean, it's a really good opportunity for me to meet some of these guys, and I hope I can give you guys a really good input after this, perhaps. Yeah, that's it.
I mean, here tonight, right on MSC Recall, you are MPL MY, so not to put pressure, but and perfectly so. Next to me is well, I guess we're rivals. We have to be. Mirko, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Kind of similar. The MSC hype hasn't left me completely. I've been editing my videos, so I've been getting hyped all over again. But I miss nasi lemak, to be honest, dude.
Ooh. I think off air there was a conversation where Mars had ayam penyet nasi lemak. Is that right?
Yeah, smashed chicken, man.
Smashed chicken. That's what ayam penyet means.
Directly translated, yeah, but
directly translated. So I do miss it too. What's that sauce? There was a red sauce that we ate all the time.
sambal. It's a chili paste, you know.
Chili paste. Okay.
Sometimes it's sweet, sometimes it's not salty, spicy, but it depends on people who made that, you know.
All right.
I
miss.
You miss what? Nasi
sambal
lemak or ayam penyet?
I miss all of that.
I don't think we had the ayam penyet.
Yeah.
Oh no, we did. I did.
did?
Remember when we ate at that restaurant the first time we all got together? Like
That wasn't ayam penyet. That was
nasi
nasi
lemak.
lemak.
Yeah.
Scrubby. Remember we ordered one too. Like
No, that
Jackie-
was nasi lemak.
That was
was
But I was
nasi
fed
lemak.
chicken, bro. What was the chicken?
The chicken was nasi
It's
lemak.
just,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just chicken.
yeah.
It was
But it
smashed.
wasn't chicken mash. Yeah, there
Okay.
you go.
All right. My memories have been falsified. I will have to go back to Malaysia to get myself some ayam penyet. But much love to chat real quick. Let's do a quick rundown. Say what's up to Carlos, Wander Pineda, Alex, Monte, Diem, JV, CDSG, my mans. Rayash is here as well. How you doing? To Dave, to Errol, and to Coach V, previously of TNC. Nice to see you here, Coach. Real quick, shout outs to my boy Joseph Rezabek, aka Naisu, having his vacation, very well deserved vacation in Bacolod, his hometown where his mom is from. He couldn't join us today, and the rest of our squad is also taking a break. Very, very hard workers even during the off season. We will run through a gamut of topics. I'll show you guys that in just a bit. But first, we want to say congratulations to our Philippine representatives. Smart Omega, the Kings of C. Just in case you guys are watching just now and you live under a rock, they finished in third. So they were literally that close. They were literally that close to reclaiming their title. And Mars, besides you wearing the Next Play Evos jersey, we spoke off air and you said you were an Omega fan yourself.
Yep, I am Omega fans. They are very, I can say, low meta bracket is on them. It's really good dealing with pressure, but unfortunately, my most favorite team in the Philippines it's a good journey. I can say that RSGPH is way more powerful than Smart Omega in MSC. Maybe in the next MPL, perhaps they come back. Yeah.
I love
And-
it. I love it. The
Yeah,
only
yeah.
one who could really stop them was RSG, right, in the lower bracket. So
Yep. I mean, Blacklist is back. I think next
Oh
season.
yeah.
Blacklist has an ongoing rivalry with Omega too. So
Mm-hmm.
that's spicy. Season 10. All right, that's a while from now. But as well, we want to say hi and hello. To Coach Yeb, previously of Onic Philippines. He's here watching, as well as Neil Midnight de Guzman, who is one of the first few shoutcasters. Hi guys, how you doing? Thanks for dropping by. I love it. We're really getting into this now. As well, we want to say congratulations to the eventual winners, the champions of MSC 2022, the Kingslayers, RSG Philippines. Oh, this is such a moment, man. This was such. I don't know if this was after Nats picked up the trophy or before.
Probably after, right?
Probably, yeah.
That was
after.
such an iconic scene, dude. Honestly, like, oh my god, he's 15. I can't believe he's 15, bro.
Oh, he's 15.
He's
He is
15.
Oh,
He doesn't look 15.
oh, wow. I just
Look, he's
saw
so
him.
tall.
I haven't washed my hand ever since.
Dude, it's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks.
It's 2 weeks. I haven't washed my hand.
Oh, I love it. I think of all of us, I think Mars had a good time watching RSG take
Yeah.
it as well. Scrubby, I think you were in the stands while all this happening, right? Like you got to
Yeah.
really take it in. What was it like sitting in the audience when RSG was going for it?
Oh, super hype. I mean, it's super different just sitting and soaking in, the shouts and the screams, and you can feel the support coming from either of these teams. So it's super, super insane. I think getting the cast is one thing, getting to be in the audience is just as much a privilege for me.
And if I'm not mistaken, the whole RSG family was there too. RSG, MY, and SG. Like they were
Yeah.
sitting front and center. There was like a block of white and blue in the middle.
Yep.
Yeah. Jerseys
Really?
full on. I mean, you can see like the color differences also.
Yeah.
Speaking of differences, the
I mean,
black
there's
and
one time
yellow.
I think
Oh, what
Mara
happened?
interviewed RSGMY,
Mhm.
and there's two players from RSGMY, and
Yes.
Mara asked them, they support RSGPH or at that time RSGPH is between Onic Esports, so it's kind of have a guilty feelings in that. You want to support RSGPH or Orange Esports, because Orange Esports is from Malaysia, where they both come from.
Mhm.
And RSGMY, did they want to support RSG or Orange PH? There's some guilty feelings in that. And one of them said Orange, one of them said RSGPH, just to be
It's a
fair.
split.
Just to be fair.
That's fine. That's fine. They're okay. But yeah, I think as much as there was white and blue, there was like a huge black and orange spot, right? I
Yep.
think the middle was black and white and blue, and then everything else was RRQ, bro. Everything else was RRQ.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yep. There's a lot of RQ fans there.
Yeah. And Mirko, being the leader of Camp RRQ, with the
There you
jersey from fresh off of Coach Fial's back. That's literally he
Is there
took
any
it out,
RQ
dude.
poster here? Can you...
Dude, I just I yeeted it off of him.
Okay. I mean this in the sweetest ways. The minute that Mirko got the jersey, he was like, yo, bro, smell this. It's off of Fial, man. He literally was just wearing this. It's real.
Bro, it's you know what it smells like.
Yeah, you know that Coach Fial wore it like moments ago. So we'll talk more about the grand finals and the heated rivalry and their journeys towards that in just a bit. Here's a quick recap of what's going to be happening in tonight's show. We're going to go look back at MSC. We're going to talk about the format, react to what happened, how we got through it, the surprises from the whole tournament, moving forward, what we can expect on the road to M4, and guest coin, a favorite here on Recall. Some of us are doing it for the first time here. Chat, you can join in later on. All right, so for now, let's do a quick rundown for the group stage of MSC 2022. Moonton tried something new here. There was a new format, and it was a best of two round robin in the group stage, and we're starting off with a huge surprise here because Falcon Esports finished on top with Todak finishing second, and then Onic just coming in bottom of the groups. We'll have more to talk about this later on. You can see Mirko just wincing.
Something in the back, man.
Onic players watching me from
you looking
behind.
for something?
just things here.
It's kind of surprised me too. Yeah, Onic being
All of us.
Yeah.
Group B though, I think was not so surprising. This is how a lot of people may have seen this. Again, RSG smack dab in the middle, champions of SG season 3, RSGPH tournament favorites, and then see you soon. That's another thing we'll talk about later on. Cambodia, the MPL KH, something happened. Group C, which was arguably one of the closer groups. I think the closest there was, because even IDNS gave Omega a run for their money. They didn't make it, but the two Kings came up on top, first and second. And then, last but not least, Group D, which was the wildest of them all. Like, nobody wanted to expect, right?
Yeah.
Except that clearly Orange had a home court advantage. And then
homegrown buff.
Yep, home court buff. And then in Cambodia, I don't know what happened to Cambodia, man.
Yeah, Infinity is a good team. I mean,
they
it's
fought
kind of
pretty
surprised me
hard.
also. But EVOS SG is really surprising me with the DR meta and their comebacks too. You remember the fight between EVOS SG and what team is it? About half an hour for one round. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
It's really hard for me to cast.
That was in the playoffs, I think.
Yeah,
where
playoffs,
Wherein the games went a little longer. Speaking of playoffs, let's go into that now. It's just a quick look back at the brackets. All right, this was a long friggin' weekend. What was this? 5 or 6 days of competition, and we start with best of 3s, and then going into the next stage, best of 5s, everything until the grand finals. I think you're talking about EVOS SG versus RRQ. I think that's a 30-minute game.
Yeah.
Round 1.
It's not 30 minutes, 40, almost 40 minutes.
37.
It's been.
Was it game 3?
There's no turret left, and they still fight for to win. And yeah, it was SG win that game, right? Second round, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's
Game 2.
What was I gonna say? Scrubby, did you expect that much from EVOS? Before we move on, because again, I'm remembering now, they went toe-to-toe with RRQ. Look at this. They went 3 games.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think anyone was expecting it, right? RRQ, so many supporters, and they're super strong. But, well, I was so proud to be Singaporean that day.
Of course, yeah.
After watching that, honestly, right, like it's a different RQ every time Lemon plays. I don't know. It's like they have 2 distinct play styles, dude. Every time Lemon plays and every time Skylar plays, it's a complete 180. Like with Lemon, it's very flippy, right? Like when they win games really fast. They start dominating, but when they lose, it's the same way.
Yeah. So again, the fact that RRQ let Lemon play was a treat for us. Real quick shout outs to Renmar Santa Cruz, who's watching right now. Miss you, Reppy. We'll get back together. Please don't be mad about Malaysian Pan. Let's move on. I believe now we can actually get into the meat of things. The tournament was split into 2 different phases. Again, group stage and playoffs. Frederick, Lowe, and I were not at group stage. They had us fly in a little later for playoffs. So, Mars and Miss Cheeks, please talk us through what happened during the group stage, because this was more of a studio setup wherein you were in the arena, but there was no crowd just yet, right? Look, it's empty. Like, that's where you guys were, right?
I think it depends on the player. I mean, of course, in the Todak group A, I guess. Right? Am I right? Group A, Group B, Todak, Falcon, and Onic.
Group A.
Yeah.
Onic
Group A.
ID. Group A, right? This is the most surprising things that happen. I don't know if I want to talk about stage fright. Todak been performing not that well. I mean, in my opinion, they can do better, but they lose to, I think, Falcon because of really surprised beta. They bring back Johnson. That's the thing. I mean, I'm speechless when I see the draft. Falcon really can play with their specialty, of course.
Yeah, they legit made Johnson a threat again.
Yeah.
Between all of us here, it's you and Scrubby who casted the group stage. Scrubby, what was the energy like? Because again, Mars brought up the group, the stage fright that there might have been for Todak in the group stage.
Yeah.
Did you feel that for any of the teams? Did you feel that any? Because it was your first time casting an event like this.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, me, yes, totally. I think not so much when we first came because there was no live audience. But that being said, the whole production setup was insane. I mean, like, maybe I'm a mountain turtle here, but going into that whole, shebang of the player stage and like the caster stage and the live audience, that was crazy. So maybe, the players felt it as well. Can't say that much. I think what was interesting to me was also that it was a best of 2. And I don't know if that like kind of affected the players' momentum as well, because you're usually used to either 1 game or 3 games. And then with 3 games, you kind of get into it for a little bit, right? But then 2 is like in the middle of something. So yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Mirko, how do you feel about the best of 2s? Because the last time there was a best of 2, it was M2.
And C games, right? Technically.
Yeah.
But I actually feel like that's the sweet spot, right? I really didn't like the best of 1 back in M3, just because, again, best of 1s are really flippy, very, very flippy. And a lot of these teams are used to playing best of 3s in the regular seasons of MPL, right? So I feel like best of 2s is a sweet spot. It's a sweet spot. It's like, it's not too many games, it's not too little. You get a taste of the teams as well, and you get a taste of how strong they are. And you can see it from every single team. I feel like a lot of teams were able to display their strengths, even though they lost the first game, right? They were able to come back in the second.
And even going 1-1 made it feel very weird, right? It was even I, as a viewer, I watched the group stage from the Philippines from here in the watch parties that we organized, and yeah, the 2 games felt very weird. It's like, okay, so we're a 1-1, now what? we just wait for what happens in the next match. So I'm not sure how League Ops or the minds behind MSC thought it through, but I'm not sure if the teams that conked out of the tournament were the ones who were supposed to conk out because of how the best of 2 round robin situation was. That aside, I have a question for Mars. Is this your first time casting on a stage this big, bro? Because again, even in the group stage, even without the crowd, it was a great setup. It was an amazing stage, right?
I can say if it was a big stage, it was my second time, because in the MPL MY they have a stage like this also.
Yes.
So I still have the stage fright, of course, because there are international viewers. Plus, I get to become a translator for Mara.
Yes.
But yeah, I managed it.
You did? No. Guys, if you'll remember, it was Mars who actually translated for Todak, and he was talking to Moon. And then you said that if Todak won, or regardless, I think Chico just getting married. I think that's what you said, right?
Yep. Basically, that's that. I'm not trying to be the best here, but I'm trying to do my best, I guess. But I hope opportunity will come in the future in the next international event, perhaps in M4. I'm trying my best.
It's gonna happen, man. Very, very close. I mean, we're 6 months away from M4.
We're 6 months away.
Let's move on to the playoffs. Group stage was again interesting to say. A bit more of a highlight later on, but here I remember we opened Frederick and May, ScrubbyCheeks and Mirko, and I have to be honest with y'all, I got some I had some stage fright. Because again, even if there was no crowd, right? There was no crowd, I believe this was the biggest arena again I've been into in a while. Because the MPL playoffs arena, even if there was so many people, one, it wasn't our voices, like the English broadcast on blast, and it was a smaller hall.
Yeah.
So, yeah. How was that for you? Mirko, is this the first time that you're hearing your voice on a big stage like this?
Technically, no, because we did that back in M3. But yeah, I kind of agree with you, right? First day, it was still kind of like, I felt the jitters a little bit, especially when I heard my voice. And I could tell that, I was like doing weird stuff with my voice there because I could hear it twice. I could hear it over and over again with the speakers echoing the whole arena. So yeah, there was a little bit of an adjustment period there in the first day, but I feel like we were able to adapt pretty fast. I think first game was all we needed to adapt. But it was great, man. Yeah, like you said, the stage is just so cool. But I've been saying this, man. ever since MPL MY Season 10, I said that MY has the best stage. And when they revealed that MSC was going to be an MY, boom, bang, bada bing, bro.
Boom, bam, bada bing, yeah. 4 syllables, my man. That's how good Malaysian stage is. But
Yeah.
for the rumors said it will be organized by Indonesia, I think. I think so. But if it's gonna be in Indonesia, wow, it's gonna be a really big
It's gonna be
stage also
huge.
because MPL ID is really good. Good set, have a good set, yeah. I can
Yeah,
say.
no, and the crowd too, right? The
Yeah.
crowd is amazing. For all of our countries, honestly. Like, regardless of where it might happen, I believe M4 is bound for greatness. Scrubby, we shared that desk when we opened up.
Yeah.
Were the nerves out for you by that time? Because you've been casting a couple of days since.
No. I mean, playoffs felt like a different monster, man. I think day one wasn't so bad because the live audience wasn't there yet. I think it was when the crowd came in that I was like, oh, man, there are people here and I can hear them. So actually, it's a bit funny that you guys said you have nerfed as well because I thought I was the only one.
No, it happens to the best of us. I don't think anybody goes long into anything and still not get nervous. So let's talk about the matches specifically. Do you guys have any favorites from the run of the playoffs? Because again, it was 6 days of competition. I think Mars really loved that EVOS SG performance against RRQ. They
Yeah.
gave him a run for their money. How about you, Scrubby? Any Singaporean memories? Like, were you so proud of? Like, oh, that's it. Besides EVOS versus RRQ.
Honestly, I think RSG, for them to win MPL and represent, was already a moment for me. Like, wow, we have 2 Singaporean teams here. And then EVOS and Impunity, I think that was a really tight game in the group stages. So when they made it to the playoffs, I was like, yes, we have 2 teams. So those were my proudest moments. And then when EVOS took 1 game against RRQ as well.
All right, so some moments from the group stage even. And
Yeah.
man, I hate it. Sucks that it has to come at the expense of our Khmer brothers and sisters, but
Sorry,
you
Mirko.
know.
Oh, man. Oh, man, you had to bring it out now.
Okay, Miracle, dude. We'll talk about Onic Esports later, but let's talk about the good first. Any favorite moments from the run of MSC?
Well, for me, definitely not the group stages, right? Because I actually watched it with my girlfriend. I mean, Group A. I watched Group A with my girlfriend. When Onic lost 2-0 to Falcon, I was just like, oh no. And against Todak. The thing is, against Todak, it felt even more. Like, it felt, the pain was more there because, again, it was a comeback. It was a comeback victory there. So that was definitely not the best moment that I had at SC. But as it progressed, I feel like, as an Indonesian, I'm obliged to say the RQ win against RSGPH, but I actually felt more joy and I felt more surprised when Falcon was able to take a game off of RSGPH in the upper bracket, the first stage of the upper brackets. It's crazy. The Justin Johnson, dude. We came up with that.
Yeah,
Justin Johnson. It's a GG for JJ. I love it because I'm not sure if how much our community knows, but you've grown very fond of Falcon. All of us. You specifically with Ken, right? Like, you guys have been very good friends. Like, you guys really got that bond going, and they're such cool guys. They got a lot of heart.
Yeah.
They are, man. I mean, dude, honestly, the Falcon guys, I've heard this from production as well. They're like the kindest as well towards production. They're always like, yeah, sure, what do you need, blah, blah, blah. I guess it's because they're like kind of new to the international stage, right? But I really like that energy, and I told them, keep that same energy, keep working hard. Especially like Ken, right? Because in the end of it, when they lost to Omega, when they got swept, Ken was like, he was not in a good place there, man. He was the saddest of them all. A lot of the other guys felt like they've already accomplished something great by going and getting 4th place, but I guess not Ken and not Justin. They wanted more.
Yeah, Justin really felt like he was responsible, and I just watching him play, and looking at him from the player cams, he seems to be like the brains behind the operation. He's been there since the start. He's been there since Ronin days, so I can tell. Yeah, we don't talk about grand finals much. There's more time to talk about grand finals later. How about you, Mars? Any favorite moments from MSC playoffs specifically? Maybe
I can agree more with Falcon moments. I mean, there's a lot of good plays. I can ensure that it's not the first time Myanmar team surprise us. I mean, it happens in M2, I guess, for Burmese goals. And they did it again in the MSC. It's not surprising in M4 if they manage to send a team. They will shake the brackets down. I mean, all the teams will be focused on their performance as well. Yeah.
I love it, dude. You're right. And if there was a team, dude, all of the freaking highlights are showing us Falcon, because they did shock the system, man. Like all eyes on the Burmese. So you're right. So right now, currently, the way we're standing, the way the world looks like, or at least MLBB Esports is PH, ID, Myanmar. Can you imagine that? Like, it's the first time we've seen them in forever, and they're in top 3.
Yeah.
So I can hide
It's
under the
crazy.
table right now.
Yeah, you can hide under the table.
Scrubby's gonna meet
Let's go, Scrubby.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm gonna see you guys soon.
Hey, you guys were one country at some point, like in the 60s. You guys were one country. So,
Yo, that's a soft spot.
so we don't go back to history or geography. All right.
I know.
So, let's put a highlight. Oh, that was me. All right, real quick before we move on. The pictures you see me of not wearing a coat and with a mic is crowd work. There was a lot of like moments that weren't on broadcast, wherein we would go into the crowd and then hype them up. We would do like little segments. Did you do one of those, Mars? You did one of those, Mars, with me or with anybody?
Huh?
Like the crowd work?
The voice, Mark. Oh, you asked me. Sorry.
Yeah,
I
did
didn't
you do
catch
that
it.
in the
Yeah.
crowd?
Sis was the one doing it.
Sith.
I'm not the
Okay,
one,
yeah. I
Because
did
don't have
mine
any
with
deep voice.
Yeah, I did mine with Adine. So it was
Oh.
very fun. It was nice to get to meet that's you there. Yeah, it was very fun
Yeah,
to get to
that's
meet the Malaysian crowd. So yeah. All right, let's go into
I
Sad.
just want to shout out Mara. It's really nice host.
of course.
I mean, it's my first time hosting, and it really taught me a lot. I mean, as you can see from my pictures, my hair is covering my face a lot, right? So after that, she approached me, and she was like, next time if you're hosting, you just keep your face on your camera. People want to see your face. Your face is what you sell to the people. And I was like, oh, thank you, Mara.
Yep. We always learn from Mara. She always is eager to share, and a lot of moments that we just would not have made possible without her help. Let's go ahead and let's just band-aid this. All right. Let's talk about Onic Esports now. Mirko, this is
Your moment.
Yikes.
yeah, it's tough. All right. As the Indonesian on stream now, Rachel's not with us. Let's talk about what happened, bro. What exactly happened, man?
Dude, I have no idea. But honestly, right, I've been doing a lot of research since I came back here. I've also been discussing a lot with all the Indonesian casters, analysts, etc. So the biggest, I think, mistake that they made, or the biggest hole that the enemy teams could be able to exploit, was actually already seen back in MPID Season 9. So KV, I got this from KB, Emperor, and Kolius. They have like a show here in Indonesia where they try to dissect and they try to help the teams as well. It's kind of like a talk show. But they mentioned that back against Aura in the lower bracket finals, before getting to the grand finals, this was already a problem for Onic. Like, they couldn't close out games. They're really good at getting that early game lead. They're really good at getting to a point where they have a pretty substantial lead in the mid game. But the thing that they were lacking is how to close off these games. And that showed in the match against Aura most, and in MSC, we saw that. We saw that against Todak, we saw that against Falcon. Every single game that they lost, mostly, were comebacks.
So it's about keeping that lead and closing power. I wonder. I mean, I haven't really checked in on the rumor mill. I'm sure, Mirko, you know things that are not safe to say out quite yet. But I wonder what they're going to do about that, right? How are they going to fix this lack of finishing power? And how will they get a grip on things come the mid game, especially with this new meta. This new meta is something else. Like
It's great.
sad tank jungler noises, bro. Like nothing. Like I hate it.
I love it, bro.
I hate it. Yeah, it's really about the mid game because again, ramping up into that. Scrubby, did you cast that game, or did you cast any of the Onic Esports games in the group stage?
I think group stages, maybe not. Not the Todak one for sure. Not the first one for sure. Yeah, maybe the Todak one. But I was surprised, honestly. I think when we did, our preparations and our study before the entire competition, we were talking about how, Onic has been pretty consistent, at least in MPL ID. They've always finished top 2 since season 7 as well. So everyone was expecting them to go really far, and the fact that they dropped off at playoffs was wow, no one saw that coming. And I think then a lot of gaps also started to show, right? A bit inconsistent here and there as well. So when you compare that historically, then it kind of makes sense.
It felt like some sort of Twilight Zone. What is this? What is this world we're living in where Onic drops in Group A? But Mars,
Yeah.
were you worried for Todak? Because again, it was Todak.
I'm not casting that day, but it's really thrilling when we were very afraid. I mean, for Malaysian people, of course, to face Onic ID, but we just hope for a draw, and we managed to get 1 win, and goodbye.
Oh god! Oh, he just said that. Oh, he just said that. Oh.
Sorry, Mirko, this is my
Yikes, dude.
Oh. Because later you will, this is my chance.
All right, Mars, hide your Instagram, bro. Oh no, I don't think Onic does that. I don't think Onic does that. Onic's fine. Onic's fine. All right, so knowing the ecosystem a little more, Mirko, I'm gonna round it back to you, right, to close this up. Knowing the ecosystem and knowing how MPL ID works and how Onic Esports works, how do you think they'll bounce back from this? Will they have repaired this by S10, or will there have been massive changes come that time? Because this is alarming, right? Dropping out of the group stage as an MPL champion, as an M3 competitor, as an MSC champion in the past, this is super scary to drop out of the group stage. How do you think they'll bounce back?
Yeah, it's definitely not a good look for the organization, especially considering their past success domestically and internationally as well. But I think everyone's aware of the rumors going on, the rumors circulating about Onic ID. I think everyone knows where this is going, right? I think, well, if the rumors are true, I think they're doing I think it's a very smart move. If I'm gonna say it, if Kyrie is indeed in Indonesia, we're gonna see a very different Onic here. Again, I feel like one of the reasons that they weren't able to synergize properly in that later stage of the game was because Sans as well. I don't think he was used to playing in the jungle, because in SEA games he was playing as a mid laner, right?
I knew it. Oh.
Exactly. Now we might see actually if Kyrie rumors are true, we might see Sans going to the mid lane. We might see Drian benched. That's something crazy. That's something that I don't expect to happen, but...
Okay, you know what? I knew it. Because, remember, Drian already wanted out pre-season 9.
Yeah.
He already wanted to take a break at that time. The last Kage wanted to, enjoy his...
retirement.
His fig tree. I don't know. I don't know what you do.
Okay.
I don't know what you do as an MPL pro, man. What is Drian into?
Streaming probably back then, right?
Yeah. So maybe. Okay, that's one possible outcome of what might happen for Onic Esports. Is Boots gonna stay? I want Boots to stay. Can Boots stay, please?
I don't know about Boots, right? I really like the way he plays, especially back in season 8. But I feel like after M3, he kind of his confidence kind of dropped. The way he lanes isn't as aggressive as before. He usually just never loses in the laning phase. You can see this especially in MPLI, right? They were such a dominant force. And M3 as well. I feel like the best performer was still Boots at the time. But
yes,
season 9, it felt like a very different Boots.
Yeah. You're right. I wish I could disagree, but he's not even like R7, because R7 never looks weak. But there are times where you're like, where's Boots? What the hell's Boots doing? But I like him. I like him as a dude. I really do hope he stays, but we'll see what kind of adjustments happen for Onic. I wish them the best. Again, to the Sobat. Is that right? Did I say that right? Onic Sobat. I hope they bounce back, and we'll see them in season 10. Let's move on to the next surprise here. Let's talk about the Khmer. There are no Cambodian teams in the playoffs, and I think we'll talk about the team that we last saw more recently of their inaugural MPL KH champions. See you soon. Mirko, last time we saw them, they had the jitters, man. They were so nervous at M3.
Dude, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with See You Soon currently, or just the Cambodian teams in general. I still feel like mostly it is the jitters. I feel that way, you know, because back in M3 we saw this, like you mentioned, but they swapped their entire roster. Well, not their entire one. You know, they still have Ember, they still have a few members, but there are a lot of rookies coming into the team. So again, international experience down the drain for a lot of the members that were participating in M3, right? And yeah, I feel like, again, they made the same mistakes they did at M3. They didn't really control the game. They were waiting too much. They weren't the ones going for the crazy movements like we saw in MPLI against Toda. Remember that? That was crazy. They always were the ones to force the fights.
That was the first time we saw them again on a world stage in mid 2021. Group stage casters, Mars, Scrubby. You guys watched these matches. You guys casted them. Did you expect See You Soon to be gone so soon?
I mean, honestly, I think See You Soon just had a really tough draw as well. If you think about their group, it's RSG, both RSGs in fact, right? So it was either probably them or RSG SG. Yeah, so I think it's a tough luck of the draw for them.
So they were victims of circumstance. It was just
yeah, right. Because lots of teams, I mean, RSG, SG, and RCPH is, of course, really, really strong. For them, it's really hard. I mean, if they can read the draft for RSG, SG, or RCPH really well, also, it's really hard for them to manage to get a win. And we can see the RSG performance, both of them, and hard luck. Yeah, victim of the circumstances. Yeah.
Sometimes it really is just. What we can say though is they have a very good sense of humor. The second that it was released, within the same night they were like, "Oh, we're RSGKH now." It's just what the group is, and at least they're nice that way. They're funny that way. So hope to see you soon again. See you soon. But my boy Zico has something to say, man. My boy Zico can mess up MPLKH. So. I don't know. He wants to win. He really does want Team Burn X Flash to win. So I believe he did the math for their point system. And See You Soon's gonna have some good competition over there. Let's talk about the other team that come from the land of Khmer. The other Cambodian team, the champion of technically season 2. I think they call it the spring split for MPL KH. Impunity KH. Now, guys, don't let me down on this. I believe when we had those meetings, we agreed that Impunity was strong.
Yeah. True.
What happened? What happened?
Mirko, you want to start?
Dude, I have no idea what happened. I made like predictions with KB as well, with like Indonesian talents. We had the discussion with all the international talents, and yeah, like you said, we all agreed that Impunity looked strong. Me, KB, and Coleus, we also put Impunity as, number one in that group, in our opinion. So again, I really don't know what happened. I feel like they played really different to how they played back in Cambodia. I don't know if it's because, again, the tank meta was even more prevalent at MSC. We know that OP is a very aggressive jungler, and maybe that's why, with OP not able to carry that hard anymore with the tank junglers, the team kind of faltered because it kind of revolved around him.
To be fair, maybe we did put too much emphasis on OP. Maybe we overloaded him. And now come to think of it. But they were, man. So was that a lack of preparation? Was that like, again, circumstance? The two teams that they were in the group with, let's think about it. Orange.
If you want to say circumstances, I mean, sorry to interrupt. Yeah, Orange Esports this is their first time. Ever since back then, they managed to get their slot in international events, and I mean, not Malaysian expect that Orange Sport will get number 1 in the group. So
Yeah.
I'm also surprised, but yeah, that's that. Infinity. I think I have a same thought, like Marco. Infinity Cage will be the number 1 top of the table, but RSG Sport managed to read the draft well, and they are the underdog of Malaysian teams.
I mean, yeah, between the champion Todak and Orange, yeah, Orange does look like an underdog. How about for EVOS SG? EVOS beat out Impunity as well. They took games away from them. Was this something you expected, Scrubby?
I actually did think they would go 1-1, and if I remember correctly, the last game was pretty close. I think it was the Paquito that was trying to split push and maybe like try to backdoor and end that game in game number 2, so that almost did it for them. I think what was lucky was that they actually went Cyclops, which was a bit of, some people think it's a sus pick.
It's a Singaporean thing.
A Singaporean special, right? But it does kind of counter the Natalia, right? And like shut Natalia down at least, and prevent her from engaging on, the backline and stuff. So I think that worked out for them, even though it was a Singapore special, almost sus pick.
Yeah. Now, when Singaporean teams pick Cyclops, something is up, all right? Singapore is known for many things. The Marina Bay Sands, very good public transportation, and Cyclops. Yeah, exactly.
Good internet.
Good, amazing internet. You're right, yes. So, again, Impunity KH here, they got solid M4 points. Again, for those who don't know, guys, MPL Cambodia runs on a circuit system. They have points wherein if you're the champion, you get X number of points. If you're second runner-up or the runner-up, you have X number of points. And by the end of the year, whoever has the most points, or the 2 most points, I'm not sure anymore, are sent to the World Championships. So at least see you soon, and Impunity has that going for them, but it's still very tight. So the next season is something to watch out for, especially since I think it's public information by now. Your boy Coach Zico, previously of Next Play EVOS, is now working with one of their teams. So it's gonna get hot. It's really gonna get hot. So hoping for the best, and then hope to see more of these Khmer teams. Let's move on. This one again, we're rounding back to the darling of the tournament, the true underdog story that had some level of success. We're talking about Falcon, and boy oh boy did they soar high. Myanmar on the map once more. I think this almost is enough to make Mirko smile again.
Yeah. Again, I love red teams. Bigatron Alpha, the best team in the world, and also Falcon. Dude, I don't know. The way they played was so weird as well, right? The Johnson, Kadita still coming through. They're forcing these bans every single time, so it kind of relieves the pressure off of the other heroes. And that's the thing about Falcon that I found really impressive, was that they were able to actually hide a lot of the strats up until like the lower brackets, or up until they were up against RSGPH, right? Because sure, we saw the Johnson in the group stage, but we didn't see Naomi on the Franco yet, right? When he picked it up, we're like, oh damn, he's pretty good. We thought he was gonna be crazy on Selena in our research sessions, but that's it. Like Natalia as well was such an insane pick from him. He had such an outstanding Natalia performance. I think he got like 15 kills in that game, and everyone else as well. The silent killer, Ken, Justin, everyone on this team exceeded my expectations.
Yeah. I have to admit, I did underestimate them, and to all the Burmese fans who actually called me out, it's like, Leo, you just wait, Falcon's gonna show you. Yeah, I admit now, Falcon is amazing. Falcon's a beast. Yeah. I don't know, like I think this is my breakout team, like of MSC. This is the team that like really caught my heart, and I did not expect them to do that. Scrubby, in the group stage, did you expect them to go this far? To go as far as top 4?
No, in fact, I was gonna say, right, the thing is, when Falcon kind of won in the group stages, I personally felt like, okay, maybe people think this is just a fluke, They kind of got lucky, they hit a little bit of pocket strats because there's not too much information out there on the team as well. So maybe they just had like a one-off win and victory for now. But then I think the proof of the pudding was when they actually took a game from RSG PH,
Yeah.
and then people like, whoa, okay, you know, they're a thing now, and we actually have to pay attention to them, and they just like got noticed from there. So I think they even turned the caster's desk. I think a
Yes.
full sweep in Falcon's favor as well. So yeah, I think they convinced everyone.
Mars, are you convinced?
You know, in the group stage, nobody, I mean, like, literally, very little people vote for, predict for Falcon to win. But the pattern changed once we moved to the playoffs. Everybody predict Falcon will win this game, will get this game, will get the win. And I also have the same talks like ScrubbyCheeks, where they only have one meta that can be one pocket strike for them, especially for the Johnson. But when they bring back the Natalia, wow man, they making other things look like a sandwich. With Natalia on the back and other three people on the front, really squeezing the opposite teams, really making really hard time for the other people to win against the Falcon. But yeah, I can really see that really good performance even on the top 4. I can still for Myanmar team not fail to surprise us, especially in M2 and MSC.
Yeah.
I have something to add, honestly. It's almost like it's a weird passive that the Myanmar teams have, that the Burmese have. Every time that like everyone writes them off, they perform crazy. But once we get on the hype train, what happened? You know, like they got swept against Omega, and same thing happened in them too, right? Everyone was writing off Burmese ghouls. They went through, they destroyed everyone in the upper brackets. But when it came to that grand finals, when everyone was like, "Yeah, Burmese ghouls got this," Grand won.
Yeah, if anything, it may have been split. Like, let's say there were 5 casters, it was 3 Burmese, 2 Bren. And then me as the Filipino, I was like, you guys are gonna pay. You guys are, we'll show you. And then, yeah, I guess you're right. As soon as we start believing in them, you're right. It's a weird passive. It's both a buff and a nerf. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Never predict Falcon.
Never say. Never. If you want to be surprised by the Burmese, don't believe in them. So I guess it's so weird, dude.
Yeah, it is.
There's more time for us to talk about Falcon later on. But for now, let's move on to the eventual champions from one team that is an underdog to the tournament favorite, RSG Philippines, led into the battlefield by none other than Coach G, better known as the second coach for RSGPH. For the longest time, he was always known as the other guy next to Coach Panda, but here he proved himself, man. I swear, leading up to MSC, as soon as it was announced, Panda's not going. He's just joining them online. He's helping out. It's Coach G leading the way. Yo, Coach G was not just the other coach, man. He was the guy. He was the dude. And day one, I was telling people, Coach, he can do it, man. He can. I swear to God. Scrubby, I think we shared a few meals with Coach G, right?
Yeah, we
We
did.
always had breakfast out, and if I'm not mistaken, he was so fun to sit with because minute 0, he was telling you secrets about RSG and like MPL PH.
Things that we cannot say on this broadcast.
Yeah, he's such a fun dude. Like, I guess to be fair, I think it was stress. Stress was getting to him, and he didn't have many people to talk to like on site. Because again, if he talks to Lexi, it's work. It's manager Lexi. He talks to Babael or to Matthew or to Ben, and it's work, right? So he just wanted someone to have fun with, and that's us when we had breakfast. So again, Coach G, he took care of business, and he swept RRQ. It was amazing. It was amazing. And I'm not sure what the process was, but Mirko, do you agree? A lot of people were saying RSGPH, they cornered RRQ via draft.
Oh, I actually got to talk with Phil and Achil, right?
Oh, there you go.
I
was that
spoke
like?
to them. I spoke with Achil and Phil when we were on the bus and on the way to the airport. We had a conversation at the airport as well. I asked them, I was like, what's going on here? What happened? And apparently, I feel like the drafts were very different to what RSG went for back in the upper bracket finals, right? It was a very different RSG that showed up in the grand finals. But Coach Phil said that, and Achil said that it wasn't mostly the draft. The draft was surprising, the draft was different, but it was mostly how they played the game, because they were so passive in the early stage. They don't contest the turtles, and they just waited for these power spikes to hit. That's something that RSG usually don't do, right? Like, again, death ball. That's their entire strategy. That's how they became the champions in the Philippines. They like getting the early game. They like going for these fights and flipping it early to get the lead and obviously end the game in the end. But yeah, it was a very different RSG that showed up against RRQ, and RRQ weren't ready for it.
Man, that brings a few questions up to about RRQ, but we'll cover that in just a bit. Kovenry, it wasn't chismes, all right? What Coach G was sharing about during breakfast were like the behind the scenes of like what happens with the team and how he deals with the kids, and it's more about him. Like he's just telling stories about what he's going through again as the head coach now when he was at MSC. So sorry, there's no tea, there's nothing to share. Mars.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy RSG's performance, especially in the grand finals? Because you got to watch that too.
Yeah, another surprise in the MSC. Of course, I was expecting RQ will give us some fair fight with RSG. You know, ever since that upper bracket final, I think when RSG lose to RQ. But yeah, like Mirko said, the completely different RSGPH coming back to the grand finals. They were like, I don't know if I really sure about this, but they really RQ really need to play around Vin. But when Vin is not managed to get any good pickoffs, and RSG, really get the win 4-0 against RQ. Yeah, really sad for RQ. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just hard to deal with. And again, Mirko got the lowdown. So already, straight from the horse's mouth, Achil and Fiel just were not expecting something else. I have a question for Scrubby. Scrubby, do you have any experience with Coach... correct me if I'm wrong, Saint DeLucas, right? Saint DeLucas is the coach for RSGSG. Does he have a second man? Or has he always been in charge, like especially since Season 3?
I'm actually not sure, and I haven't really interacted with him as well. But I think the fact that he came in really brought a lot. You can see the differences between RSG Singapore previous season and this season. Super clean execution, very disciplined as well. And the way that they play the macro just changes a lot. So yeah, I think that's why they were also able to beat Evos SG this season at MPL, is that they just improved on the whole so much in terms. So they have the micro, improving the macro was just, you know, that bonus, and I think that helped them to basically make their way to victory. So you can see, I think as a coach, you think it's the brains behind that, but sometimes it's also a lot more, right? Like the morale, the things that you can provide to the team.
Yeah, no, I asked about Saint DeLucas, Coach Saint DeLucas from Indonesia, because they're the same org. I'm pretty sure Saint DeLucas and Coach G have spoken already, and you know, I'm sure they've shared their secrets. And again, what Coach G did here was nothing short of amazing. So yeah, the different coaching styles, the different ways to bring a team to victory, I'm sure they have secrets. So we're gonna figure this out. Again, we're only halfway through the competitive year for MLBB. Let's talk about our final surprise before we go into a quick break. The general level of competition in the group stage. Because again, earlier we presented the question, was it really a fair call to judge these countries or to judge the playoffs because of who made it through, because of the best of two situation? If it was a different format, could Onic have clawed back out? These are some questions that come up. What do you guys think?
I think, yeah, technically, if let's say if it's a best of three, right? Onic, again, throughout the regular season, they've always been super consistent in best of threes, in prolonged games, prolonged series. But honestly, like I said, I really like the best of twos because it sets it apart from the domestic regions, right? So it's like, now it's the international stage. Now it's a best of two. You got to adapt to the international level at this point. Mistakes, you're not going to be able to make a lot of those here because every single mistake gets punished. But I do feel like one thing that Muntan could improve on is how they deal with tiebreakers. Because I don't think the average time is fair, you know? Because like, again, different teams, different play styles. Maybe the team with the later stage strategy can win against the team with the early game strategy. I mean, if that's the case, right? Like Blacklist games back in M3 were pretty long compared to Onic PH, right? So if we just base the games off of, or the skill level based off how fast people win games, I don't think it's fair.
All right. So that is something that was mentioned as well before, right? Like, we have to change these tiebreakers. That was something that even our beloved coaches were getting their thoughts into. So that is very important. Mars, I mean, your teams came through. So I think...
but went out really quickly.
I mean, both finished 5 and 6, right? Orange and Todak were 5 and 6, right?
Yeah, but it's really good moments up until final upper bracket, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, good fights. I mean, I can say that lots of good teams, including Falcon, RSG, RQ, have a much more better performance compared to Toda and Orange Esports. But Orange Esports really exceed my expectations, where they can manage to get, I think, give fights to big teams, of course. And for Orange Esports, I think they can do it more. They can do better in the next MPL MY, perhaps, if they manage to get to be together again. Of course, with Valence, Minman, and all. And I just want to highlight these things. On the grand finals, there's a lot of RQ fans inside the hall.
Yep.
I don't know if this. I just want to ask Marco. I don't know if this pressuring RQ teams or not, because there's a lot of RQ fans in there. There's only one spot with white and blue, and I think RQ fans, until outside the hall, there's a lot of fans of RQ. Is this pressuring their teams or not?
Yeah. This is a very interesting question, actually, because I got the same feeling back in season 9. Like, so season 9, right? We were open to the public. The first time we had a crowd was during the El Clasico, EVOS Legends versus RQ. First leg, the first time they met at season 9, we had a live audience, and man, yeah, it was a full packed house. And we did see RQ after winning game number 1, they were a little bit too hyped because of the crowd. They went in for a lot of very aggressive plays, sometimes too aggressive, right? And that's how EVOS were able to come back in the game, and that's how EVOS were able to reverse sweep them, actually, in the first time they met. Again, this wasn't with their full main lineup, right? But still, though, it was shocking. It's very shocking, considering that, again, this should be like one of the best RQ rosters ever, going up against EVOS Legends' roster, which was kind of aging, right? So yeah, maybe the crowd did play an impact.
Yeah, I just have to agree. Like, not just because there were people outside that were rooting for RQ, but I did like a segment before the show began, like a TikTok live, and I had to ask like maybe 10 people, Donkey included, right? Donkey's gonna freaking say RQ for sure. But I asked people, right, who you rooting for? RSG versus RQ. Like 9 out of 10 said RQ. So, and that's on broadcast. So RSG really was going uphill. But to wrap this up, let's talk about the Singaporean teams, because they did finish 3rd in the SEA Games. So they were gonna give all of us a run for our money. They both got into the playoffs. Is this a fair look at what Singapore can bring to the table? Scrubby, what do you think?
I don't think so, because at SEA Games we know that Seoul was playing, and I think Seoul brings a whole different, not just like as a player, but also, you know, as a shot caller, someone who gives inputs to the overall play style of the game. I think that does affect, personally. That's what I think. So EVOS already a change. You know, you had Nick in the EXP lane, and for RSG. It's also 505 instead of Lousy. So, you know, just in the main roster itself is not even the complete or like the same lineup as you would see in MPL SG.
Yeah, okay, you're right. That was one of the biggest questions we had. It's like, can 505 do it? And no, we were expecting the other way around. Like, we were expecting 505 to stay strong in mid and then give Lolzy, give Miku Mikumi Lolzy's job.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Maybe there is something else SG can do. Maybe this wasn't a full look at what SG can bring. More on what the future might look like when we come back, and as well, a segment favorite here on Recall. Yes, coin coming up. We're gonna take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We're still coming back with Mirko, Mars, and ScrubbyCheeks. Go ahead, grab a glass of water, go to the bathroom, say hi to Cloudy. Is that Cloudy? Cloud?
Yeah, it is. She's been meowing.
Oh, meow.
So
My son is
cute.
asleep. People are looking for cups. He's asleep, guys. We're gonna be back, all right? 3 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. Oh, damn. Looks like I'm going to have to go AFK now. JK lol. What's up? Welcome back to Recall. Again, this is the MSC 2022 edition. We're going full international today. It's your boy Leo from the Philippines. What's up? Let's bring in our guests one more time. We have Mirko from Indonesia, Mars from Malaysia, and
Hello.
ScrubbyCheeks from Singapore. We talked about what happened in the tournament previously, some surprises. Now let's look forward and consider where we're going. The road to M4 has begun. Let's discuss first the metagame that we saw at MSC, because as it is, we have a new patch, 1.6.94. And I don't want to talk about it. It hurts my jungler heart because I'm a tank user and I'm basically useless now. But the metagame at MSC was something else. How do you guys like it? How are you guys enjoying the way that the drafts and the gameplay went? Because it wasn't so bad. I think average game time was under 20 minutes.
Yeah. I guess I'll start here. Honestly, when it comes to the picks and when it comes to the meta, I feel like it's a good change of pace, right? I'm not a big fan of the tank jungle, but I feel like changes the change that they made are good. And now, like you said, the meta is already shifting back to maybe assassins again. So again, I feel like it was a good time period to have, these tank meta, and it gave a lot of different heroes time to shine. Franco used to be a troll pick. He's finally like meta. Johnson as well. He's finally meta, and I like that. I like that heroes like that we've never seen, that we've rarely seen, like Dairoth as well coming back. Irithel. I just really like the variety that we saw in the MSC meta.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Lots of old hero that has not been used for some time come back to the meta, and of course I like this patch, of course, very much, because of I'm a tank user, so it giving me opportunity to carry the retribution spell. For timing, I mean, this is a good meta for them. If we can see that MSC games is not too short, they tend to drag until late game, but giving much opportunity for the jungler to sustain more in the team fight, and not to depend on jungler's damage only. But it's a good patch for me. It's really entertaining to cast, of course. What do you expect? Heavy spin from a jungler? It's not gonna happen in a few seasons back then, but now in MSC, this is the special of it. Yeah.
I think there are pros and cons a little, right, to the patch. For me, at least, I felt like maybe there weren't as many opportunities to pull out like really weird picks or like pocket picks in this patch, because there were a lot of heroes that were just meta, and you basically would use the meta picks over anything else. But then the pros was this meta pool was so huge that basically you can't ban them all out. Like, you still have a wide pool to choose from even after both banning phases. So I think that was something that really stood out for me in this patch, at least. And I like that it also offered a lot of dynamism to the strategies that they could play, early to mid to the late as well. So yeah, I think those were the favorite parts for me.
Yeah. Let's talk about heroes. Let's zone in on the heroes of MSC real quick. If you could name one hero that broke out or that caught your eye, who would that be? I'm trapped between Irithel and Lancelot, because at some point in the tournament, Lancelot became a legit choice. Lancelot became that hero that came out of the ashes of the tank meta and said, you know what, I'm still useful, guys. I mean, there's a Ling for sure, but Lancelot was like the other dude. And I don't remember who does tank a Lancelot, but
Ken.
It doesn't work. Was Ken doing that?
Yeah.
Did he explain to you why, bro? I'm not hating on him. I'm just really curious why.
It's honestly just to like buy attention. It's like it's basically a second XP laner. You're very mobile. You try to buy as much. You try to soak in as much damage as possible.
Like a Benedetta. Like a Benedetta.
Benedetta. There you go. Like a Benedetta. Yeah, literally.
I see. Okay, so I think I'll just have to name Irithel then, because Lancelot is here and there. He's very 50-50. I'll name Irithel. Irithel, literally breakout hero of this tournament. Was it Lemon who first played it with success?
Yeah, Lemon.
Yeah. So I love it. Irithel really played the relationship that the meta had with Akai, and just boom, like totally took over. So yeah, my pick is Irithel. You guys please pick a different hero. How about y'all? Your highlight hero for MSC.
I'm gonna go first so it doesn't get stolen. I'm gonna say Claude. I feel like Claude wasn't really a thing, and not even a thing in the group stages in the early parts of the playoff. Only when, I think, was it Skylar or Kelra that started playing it, and then people were like, man, we need to ban this guy. Yeah.
And
Cloud is really this is a good time for Cloud be in the meta at MSC because of lots of tank jungler, right? So Cloud is the main item is Demon Hunter Sword. So because of the DPS that Cloud have, it's really good to use against a tank and a carry, of course. Carry is also a good marksman, but carry has a short range, so it can be countered by using Yves, any high ground hero. But I'm about to say Cloud, but yeah, ScrubbyCheeks.
Yes, I got the win.
Nice bait. Stolen. No, and I agree. I think what's cool about Claude, besides what Mars said, is that it just dawned on me. It literally is what Mars said. I'm sorry. It's the fact that there are tank junglers that can latch onto heroes, and the fact that Claude has arguably one of the best disengages. BMI. No one else can disengage like that.
Yep.
So it's a solid pick.
Mobility is so high as well, so it can go in and go back like instantly.
Yeah. Okay. So now that Claude was stolen away by Scrubby, what's your pick, Mars?
I can say maybe Johnson.
Oh, dude, he just took it from me.
Of course, Johnson. Yeah, nobody stole that. Yeah, steal it from me. Johnson from Falcon Esports, really good. Falcon really used the mobility of Johnson in their meta really well. They flank easily, and there's one time I forgot against what team, but Johnson really flanked. The Johnson drove right behind the turret crystal of behind enemy's base, and then just bang right behind them. Like they totally lost the team fight, where the opposite team can win, but because of that Johnson, like Marco said, bang bang boom.
Boom bang bada bing.
Bang bada bing, yeah. Boom bang bada
Mars,
bing.
do you know the original person who said that phrase?
Oh, bang bada bing and bang bang boom. Yeah, it's two different things.
Yeah. I hope you meet him one day, man. Like,
King of the road.
boom, bang, bada bing. All right, so Johnson stolen away, Claude stolen away. Mirko, who's your highlight hero?
Honestly, dude, you know me, bro. It's honestly, if only we got to see this hero a little bit more, I feel like it would have been just like perfect. Because 1-1, right? 1-1 would be one. Honestly, I'm leaning towards Franco now because again, 1-1 we didn't really see that much after playoffs started, but yeah, 1-1 is really good, really solid. I think one of the highest win rates and in MSC. But I'm gonna give it over to Franco because Franco was picked more often, right? And Franco, because he was picked more often, was the reason that a lot of teams were winning, especially RRQ. When Vin got that Franco, holy, it was lethal, man. When Light got the Franco as well. Every Franco we've seen, even Naomi, has been very impressive. And again, this is a hero that we haven't seen for such a long time. This is what we consider to be an epic hero just a few seasons back. So I really like that now we truly see the age where Franco is a mythic hero, a international championship hero.
I love it. You put it at epic. I was afraid you were gonna say warrior hero, but yeah, no. Franco's amazing. But I also would have accepted 1-1. I'm pretty sure people would agree because 1-1 is one of those heroes that you either ban or you play first for. Like I swear, like I will first pick it or ban it. And yeah, we didn't see her much. So, yeah, well, we better just pick Franco. Let's move on. Again, I did mention earlier, we are on the road to M4. And weirdly enough, other way, bro. M on the other hand. There you go. All right. So,
like that.
M4, oddly enough, was announced via this trailer that played after the grand finals. And it's scheduled from the 1st of January to the 15th. So it's a 2-week-long event happening in early 2023. But it is the 2022 World Championships. So it's like M2. It's a lot like M2. I have a lot of thoughts, but we're far ways off of it. You guys have any crazy predictions? Like, just say something ridiculous about M4 that might happen. Here's an example. I believe there will be more teams in M4 than ever in the history of the M series. I believe there may be 18 to 20 teams.
Probably. I mean, in M4, it's hard to predict because it's a world championship. Like M3, also many team surprises, especially BTR, Navy, and they have a really good players. Like BTR have what is it called? I forgot his name. No, BTR.
Matt and Max.
I think so. Yeah. No. The player that viral in Indonesia.
Key Renbo pretty viral.
Yeah, I
or,
think so.
or the other dude, sure.
Or the other dudes,
There's
the
another
twins.
dude, yeah.
Repo as well, everyone. Repo? Was it? Is it Repo?
I think so. Hey, no,
He's Malaysian. He's
He's
Malaysian.
Malaysian. You tried to trick me, is it?
Yeah. No, so I'm pretty sure that would make Mirko
Wait,
super
let me
happy.
Google first. I
Yeah,
forgot
go
his
ahead.
name.
Yeah, that would make Mirko very happy if BTR went to M4.
Dude, I mean, with the rumors circulating about like BTR transfers and stuff, you know, again, rumor has it that the Larski is like linked to BTR or Evos. If you come over to BTR, man, M4 question mark, you know, hopefully, right? Again, for me, I'm always rooting for BTR.
Oh my
okay,
god, I'm
what is
so
it? What is
sorry.
it?
It's not BTR, BTK.
Yeah, I
It's
was like,
BTK. That's
okay.
why I'm confused.
You got
Why
Mirko
would you
happy
say-
for a moment there.
dude, come on, man.
Oh
It's
man.
What
not
is this?
BTR. It's close enough, right? BTK and BTR, just one word different.
One letter.
Mobazin. I was about to say Mobazin.
Ah.
He's a really good marksman player,
Mhm.
and
So-
really surprised in M3. But it's really hard to predict M4 who's gonna be the champion, who's gonna give a good team fight, especially to the powerhouse team, Indonesia, Philippines.
Man,
But
Mars,
yeah.
I was gonna
Yeah.
go for it. I was gonna go BTK champions.
BTK champion. Wow,
Champions.
you have
Hey.
both in you. Yeah,
They finished third at M3. It's not
Yeah.
impossible.
yeah. ScrubbyCheeks really skips the charts. You know, not Singapore, not Malaysian, not Indonesia, not Philippines. Straight away BTK.
Yeah, let's
He's
go.
an NA caster now, dude.
ScrubbyCheeks to NA rumors, question mark.
Question mark,
real
question
quick,
mark.
now that it's here, would you consider that? Now that we're talking about the World Championships anyways, you know, MLBB is an international affair. Scrubby, would you move to the States, let's say, if that opened up?
Move to the States, like just for M4 or like
No, for
permanently?
for MPLNA. If it happens.
Yeah, I would consider it, honestly. That would be crazy, but I would consider it.
All right. Munton is watching, and then let's say they put that up, and then they're looking for talents.
Yeah.
You know, we'll try to match what you're making, and we'll take care of you. All you have to do is serve at MPLNA if we make it happen.
Man, Leo, can you go work in Muntan instead?
No, I'm just speaking in theory, right? Like, what if?
Yeah.
Because
What if?
if the players and the coaches are moving around, who's to say?
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, I think the more exciting games, to be honest, is still in like, you know, the dominant countries like Philippines and Indonesia. Like a lot of the meta comes from there as well. I think BTK was just kind of like like you said, like a breakout team, right? And they made it through in M3. So I'm watching mostly BTK. I don't know about the other teams in NA, but the States is pretty cool.
Could be. So okay, so you're half joking when you went straight up BTK champion. Bold. All right. So now that we're talking about it, more likely the champion for the upcoming World Championships will be coming from the Southeast Asian countries, and we all came together at MSC. Let's discuss the potential for MPL expansion. Where might the next MPL come from? Mirko.
Yeah, Mirko.
Let's go, MPL Japan.
Let's go. You took that from the comment, right?
No, I said it before, right? Like we had a
Oh.
discussion back in MSC where like if
Yeah.
M4 were to be held somewhere, anywhere you could choose. I said Japan. I want to go to Japan. You know, I just want to visit Japan. So if M4 is there, then it's a bonus as well. But yeah, I feel like MPL Japan could be a big thing because you guys also, you know, some of you guys play Valorant, right?
Yeah.
You know that the Valorant scene has been growing in Japan and it's huge now. It's like really huge. It's at a point where they can fill up stadiums at Japan. So again, if ML develops there, I feel like we can do the same thing, right? Right, Moontan?
Okay, all right. MPL Japan, konnichiwa, Leo Desu. How about it? No, of course I'll be doing English. Mars, would you like, let's say that came up, would you move to Japan if like they say we'll take care of you, we'll take care of you?
If I want to say what country I prefer to give MPL to is if you see the pattern in mobile games, Chinese are really good at mobile games. So
For sure.
I really want to see, because Muntan is basically came from Shanghai, right?
For sure.
So there's no MPL China. So I hope there's MPL China, there will be a disaster in a world championship if China is in the M4, right? Am I right?
China or Korea, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Korea also, yeah.
Maybe China more because Korea's still very fixed on their PC and console things, right? Like,
Yeah.
they're pretty big on FGC and stuff. But here's the thing: if and when MPL China happens, Mirko and I are gonna shut up because the Chinese are gonna own everything, dude. They're gonna be the best. I think.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at their track record, right? They're really good at everything they touch. Maybe it's
They're a
because
market-
they have their market as
market
well.
on
Oh
their
my
own.
god.
They're a market on their own, so
Yeah.
it's hard to beat. So yeah, definitely a thing. So Japan, China, Scrubby. Where might we be seeing the next MPLs, or sudden growth or development in the realm of MLBB esports?
I was gonna go with Korea, but you already, took that one. And yeah, you're right. I think China. Now that you said China, I'm gonna go with China. I think that's a way bigger market as well.
Yeah.
All right, China's big enough to allow 2 votes, so it's fine. It's such a big place. You're like 2. Yeah. I'm hoping for something like so you know how there's like a Liga Latam. Congratulations, by the way, to RRQ
Yes.
Akira. They owned everything, bro. It's the year. I was talking to Luis earlier. I was messing with him, just messaging him on WhatsApp. It's like, dude, you're owning everything, like all your hard work. So I'm super proud of RRQ Akira. But the South Americas have Liga Latam, and that's basically their version of like MSC. And what if we make one for the Mekong River countries, right? What if there's one for Vietnam, Thailand, and I don't know if there's another country that runs that gamut. Anyways, what if there was a professional league for those countries, right? Because again, IDNS is there, Team Vietnam is there, and we know what Vietnam's mobile esports looks like.
Myanmar.
Laos, you forgot Laos. That's the
Laos, there you go.
Yeah,
See?
Laos.
So what if they get an MPL or some sort of stable competitive league?
Yeah.
That would be cool too. And again, there's a precedent. We know that there's a lot of mobile gamers there, and MLBB is on the rise. Oh, dude, I don't think it was shown on the trailer, but hashtag we own the world. Right? Like I swear to God, I hope that's a copy for M4, own the world. Because slowly we are gonna do that. So I think that would be cool. I hope that we put up something for the Mekong countries. Shout out to Burger Kim. She was watching earlier. She casted the Mekong qualifiers.
Oh.
So yeah, no. You guys in chat have any ideas like where else can we put it? There you go. MPL Mekong. China definitely. South Americas. We should get one for the South Americas too. Well, that's Liga Latam. There's a lot, honestly. There's so many things that we can do, that Moonton can do. A lot of untapped potential. It's just a matter of time. Last up, I wanted to hear how you guys felt about this, specifically our esteemed guests, and I'm sure our audience would love to see how you feel too. Because again, this is a Filipino show, and you have graced us with your presence. What's it been like? Just watching PH take everything for the past couple of years. Like, that's the best way I can put it. Because gold medal, World Championships, MSC recently. How does it feel like to be in this industry and in this ecosystem, to try and keep fighting that and to call the action from where you are? Because for me, it's very fun, right? Like, we mess around with Mirko backstage at M3, at MSC. Obviously, the jokes are there. Mirko had a fun time with Icy Babies, like, ding, ding, ding. And, it's fun. It's fun. But as professionals, as professionals, as a part of this ecosystem, how do you guys feel about the dominance of the Filipinos in MLBB? That's something I wanted to hear from y'all. And maybe we'll save Mirko for last, because he's been on the receiving end of this for years now. Let's start with Scrubby. You're pretty new. What's it like coming from MPL SG and then watching MSC and like, oh, so this is what it's like. This is right. So
yeah, I mean, to be honest, it feels like a whole different ball game. Sometimes I don't feel like I'm watching MPL. It's like when you watch MPL SG and then you watch like MPL any other region for that matter, right? It feels like a whole different ball game. I don't think there is any like we don't look up to. I personally look up to it as something that's very far. You know, I don't think we are on the stage to even compete with the Philippines. Obviously, we took one game from RRQ, maybe, but that's still a far shot, right? More than anything, I think we look up to like you guys, to like set things like the meta, set play styles, and things that we can learn from. So honestly, it's been very great just to have like other countries to look up to.
That's a very positive spin on it. Mars,
Yeah.
real quick, because MPL MY came up at the same time
Yeah.
as MPL PH, right? Like
Yeah.
we're in the same season now. So what's it like?
I mean, even though it's in the same season, as the same time came out, MPL MY and MPL PH, but PH really developed well. Ever since the MY dominant in the first 3 seasons, I guess. Not is at that time, during that era, MY is really strong, and PH found their ways to climb up, and it's a bit, it's a bit jealous for me, but I have to admit that PH is really good playing around the meta, playing around the drafts, and of course they are really good at analyzing things and create meta also. I can put to PH teams, and of course Myanmar also is a good, really good meta creator. But yeah, during this period, during this patch, PH dominance is really things that really hard for other country to take on, especially for Indonesian, because they are really trying hard to get to finish their era, to finish Philippines era right now, dominance right now.
Yeah, so I think I agree with you when you said like the first 3 seasons, MY was the one going up against ID.
Yeah.
And then ID was the one who had like the ID versus ID World Championships finals. And you also mentioned how Myanmar is also very strong.
Yeah.
And Myanmar is strong in a different way and for different reasons than PH and ID. So they also have something brewing. I hope they keep up the momentum. But now, Mirko, as the voice of Indonesia, like, what's it like, man? Like we've been going at this for a while now.
Yeah. Honestly, right? I mean, as an Indonesian, obviously, we would like to see an Indonesian team win something. In the past 2 years, you guys are taking everything, man. but yeah, again, I feel like for sure, as an Indonesian, I would like to see Indonesian teams win. But obviously, if we're not better than the Filipino teams, then we're not gonna get it, right? PH has been playing like absolute robots. I'm not gonna lie, like they're very efficient. You guys are very efficient. You guys are very skilled. Micro, macro. Feels like there are no holes sometimes. I don't know why. Every single time Philippines goes up against Indo, it's always like they cover up all their holes that was like present against other teams. Again, it's these little things, that I feel like they step up as well against Indo. And I think both these regions right now as rivals, we learn a lot from each other and we rise to that level, right? So again, Philippines pushes Indonesia to be better. Indonesia pushes Philippines to be better. And I think it's healthy, right? I think it's healthy, especially for the players as well. The players are good friends, even though the community might not be. But yeah, again, I really like it right now, even though it's Filipino dominated. There's always going to be that dynasty story, right? In every esport title, you see it. Korea, China, Europe, etc. But I have something to say. I don't know why. Since I've become a caster, Philippines has always won everything that I've casted, except for MPLI. So I don't know if this is a curse. I'm apparently the PH Lucky Charm. That's what they call me.
Maybe you should change your career to host.
Oh man, yeah. Again, since I joined, it's just PH dominance, man.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned something very interesting. Besides the fact that save for MPLI, PH won everything that you touch. It's a matter of timing. Because again, yes, these two regions, these two countries bring out the best in each other. And in the past couple of years, it just so happens that it's the Philippines that comes up when it matters, like right then and there. So I think it's also just a matter of time that that Indo gets them, right? Gets us. And
Enjoy your time while you can, Leo.
Exactly, dude. I'm watching my words because I don't want to eat them too much. But I'm like, yeah, man. Yeah. So it's amazing that there's this healthy rivalry because truth be told, I would not have been super sad if RRQ won the whole thing. If RRQ took home MSC, because that would have made the Philippines so much more hungry. That would have made it super interesting. It just, hotter again. So. I don't know. We'll see. M4 is coming up. There's a few couple international events between now and then. I believe there's an MPLI coming up. So we'll see. I will see you there, Mirko. Right? We will see each other again. Scrubby and Mars. We're gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
Right? We're gonna make it
Hopefully.
happen. Yep. Let's go on and move on to the last segment. Well, there are statements in this segment, and we're gonna go to a crowd favorite. It's called Guest Coin. I believe it is Mars and ScrubbyCheeks' first time, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
And Mirko, we've done this before.
5
If I'm not
statements.
mistaken.
Have we?
Yes. Well, you're about to find out. Here's the mechanics. There are 5 statements. Is it 5? 1, 2, 3. There's 6 now. I added a bonus. So, there's 6 statements. And we are going to say if you buy or we sell on these statements. Buy if you agree. Sell if you don't. Explanations are optional. All right? Here is an example. PH will win M4. Do you buy or do you sell? Okay, since it's just an example, I will sell because I was sold on the fact that maybe BTK might take it right then and there because ScrubbyCheeks said so.
Yeah.
That's an example. Okay, do we buy or sell?
Oh, I made the bold claim, so I have to sell this one, right?
No, you have to buy it because you're the one who believes in it. Oh, right. Never mind. I wasn't paying attention to my own self. You're right. There you go. So sell. Yes.
You go first, Mars.
I go first.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I'm gonna say bye because looking at PH dominance, sweep 4-0. The MSC final is really tough for them to bring them down. So I'm gonna say PH still wins, where we can see that maybe in the MPL PH this time Blacklist is come back on the top of the table. Yeah, right.
Be wise.
Yeah, be wise, right? Come back, and I still put trust in PH teams in the
Okay.
M4.
But this is just an example. But
Just
I don't know.
example, yeah.
Mars
He's
seems
taking it so
Mars
seriously.
seems to be taking it
Fish
seriously,
fry.
bro.
Fish Pride, Evo Smash Play.
Mars TZ.
Oh my Mars. Okay,
Oh my Mars.
Mirko, how about you? For the example statement, do you buy or sell?
Honestly, it really depends on Moonton. If they decide to hire me for M4, if they do, then it's a buy, right? PH Lucky Charm still, so I'm gonna have to say buy because hopefully they hire me.
This is a buy 6 months prior. Asterisk. All right. We'll talk to the gang. All right. So it's buy or sell. All right. That's how simple it is. Direct. Clear the board. There will also be supporting graphics for these statements coming up, just to help set the mood. Chat, come join us. All right. Join us. Coach V, is it me or does Mars look like Ice from Dota 2?
Who's Ice?
He's
Is
a
it?
Wow,
Singaporean
really?
player.
Oh,
Actually,
Yes,
Oh.
certain angles. You look a certain way, bro. You look like Ice. Yeah.
Scrubby looks so mind blowing.
let me Google him.
when he
Let me
looked that
Google.
way, I was like, wait.
Look to the
Oh.
other side. Look the other side, bro. Look the other side.
Like this.
Other way. There, yeah.
Whoa.
It's Ice, dude.
I gotta Google this.
So guys, I'm quick casting. I'm
Okay,
gonna
go,
be
go.
a pro player.
Look, Mirko, tell me.
Yo,
It's Ice.
damn. Yo, you're right. Oh my god.
I love it.
You can
All
choose
right.
when it's Ice. Okay.
Yeah.
2.0.
So, yeah, dude, Ice is one of those OGs, dude. Like he grew old in Dota. He has a family now and everything. But yeah.
Oh,
Good
really?
spot, man. Good
I,
spot.
I mean, me myself also say it's like
Yeah, Chat's losing it.
Yeah.
Chat's losing it. It's like
Yeah.
he doesn't look like Ice.
Just don't have long hair. Maybe
Yeah.
I
All right.
can.
And yeah, any Singaporean. So,
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and bring up the first statement. Direct, hit us up. The first statement. Falcon, the M4. Are we gonna see the same faces in the upcoming World Championships? Could Falcon Esports potentially #own the world? Buy or sell?
Bye.
Sell.
Oh!
Oh,
What?
Okay.
There's a lot more to improve. Besides, there's no MPL in Myanmar, in my opinion. So, maybe they can get as high as second place. Probably, they can give a fight because M4 is really hard to predict. Like I said, there's lots of MPL Brazil, MPL Indonesia, Malaysian, and Singaporean, and PH also.
KH.
So, yeah, lots of fights. And for the previous questions, for the previous statement, I still put trust in PH team. So yeah, that's why.
Again, this doesn't even mean like Falcon will win the whole thing, but will they show up? Will they still be there? And that even that's a question because we're not sure how many slots Myanmar will get, right? What if at that moment Trend gets them finally, or what if AI gets their stuff together and comes back? What if we see Ruby DD again? What if we see Kid again? Right?
I forgot about Ruby DD.
Yeah. So okay. Still, again, very, very also valid that maybe Falcon does not show up at M4, but I believe they will. I'd like to think that they will, just by sheer heart and will. I want to see them again. So and when I do see them again, if I do work M4, I will bring that badge. I will bring that little banner that they gave. Yeah, wait, you make the call, bro. Buy or sell, Mirko. I already bought.
Okay, for me, it's gonna be honestly, because again, they're passive, right?
Yeah.
If you don't expect them to win, they will win. I want to see them at M4, so I'm gonna have to say sell.
Oh shoot!
Sell.
Sell.
All right. Well, I'm a Filipino team, and I don't want to lose to the Burmese, so I believe in them. Falcon. Aim high, fly high. Is that what they say?
Yeah, aim high, fly high.
Yeah.
I don't have the Falcon scarf, but I do have the Liverpool one. It's kind of similar. There's a bird,
cool.
so.
Hey, you have a jersey. They gave you a jersey.
Yeah,
right? You traded one.
It's being washed.
Okay, so the washer. Okay, all right. So buy, sell, but asterisk on the sell for Mirko. It's more a matter of circumstance. Let's go to this next statement. Oh, this one's tough. RRQ needs roster changes. Dude, Mirko, you may have a little bit more of an insider on this because you did speak to coaches Achille and Fiel. How are they feeling, by the way? Before we get into the statements, before we get into the buys.
They are still very hungry, like very hungry.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, no worries, right? I mean, you got to the finals, right? That's an improvement. And they're like, no. It doesn't matter. Like second place and 12th place gets the same trophy, so they're still not satisfied. They're still very hungry, and they wanna prove the world. I talked to the players as well while we were at the airport, so everyone wants to give their best. But right now, there are rumors, guys. Okay, there are rumors. There are really, really crazy rumors. Albert has been streaming a lot of Gold Lane. Okay? And guess what? Back in Season 8, Zin, he took a break for Season 9, right?
Yeah.
He says because he wants to play only if he can qualify to an M World Series tournament.
Yeah.
So, if he does come back in Season 10, Albert might go to the Gold Lane and Zin might return to the jungle. Now, that's a rumor, but, boom.
Okay, put on your tinfoil hats and see if that happens. Regardless, it just shows how much talent is in RRQ, right? You can just pull these dudes who are on break and say, "Yeah, we're going to M Series, bro. Let's go. Let's go. Just put your jersey on. Let's go." Okay, so are we buying or selling? I'd like to say sell. I'd like to say sell, fam. I really like this roster. And if ever Sin would be coming back in, I think it's more of a shuffle. Nobody's leaving. Nobody's getting sacked. It's more of just small calibrations. But it's not a re-roster. It's not a roster change. So it's a sell for me.
Sell for me too. I agree.
Yeah, I think sell for me too. And I just want to ask Marco about Zin. Zin has been resting for 1 season or 2 seasons, right?
1 season, Season 9.
1 season, Season 9. So can he really keep the pace up? You
He's
know,
I don't know, man. Like he played in a few
as a
like,
jungler.
he played in a few like tournaments. I think 5-1-5 he played as well, and he's been streaming constantly. He's also been playing constantly. So I feel like if it comes to like instinct and jungle skill mechanics wise, he's still at his peak. It's just like maybe he just needs to synergize with the team.
Yeah, it's really
Alright.
good rumors if that's happened. Yeah, really big change to RRQ, of course, ever since Lemon come back to RRQ roster. Yeah, but I'm gonna sell.
Okay.
Well, since all of you
Scrubby?
are selling, I'm a. No, just kidding. I'm
Oh.
selling. No, I'm a sell. I think it's just psychological. Like, they're a great roster, great lineup. Just somehow in RSG, it seemed like they faltered a little bit. So yeah,
Yeah.
sell.
Yeah. Also, can I just say before we move on, Skylar's slowly becoming a super handsome young man. Like
He's becoming a
coming
Chad, dude.
up. Yeah. Like, look at him. He fits that. He's rocking that turtleneck like nobody, dude. Like nobody's business. Look at him. Yeah. All right.
Quote someone at MSC. Skylar's hot.
Yeah. Skylar's hot. 2022. We won't say, but you know how it is. All right. So let's move on to the next statement. This one is it's relatively hot. All right. This one is interesting.
Ooh.
We already saw it, but we'll tackle it later. Okay, let's do this one first. PH MLBB dominance is caused by the meta. Are we on top because we read the meta better? Or is it because of mechanics? Is it because of the environment we have? Is it timing? But this one says because of the meta. Because of drafts like this, because of what heroes are in, and because of what direction the game is going at. Buy or sell.
I'm gonna say sell. I don't agree with this because I feel like we've been through a lot of meta shifts the past 2 years, and yeah, I think Philippines have just been on point. You know, they've been able to adapt to every single meta, not just one. And the meta isn't suited. At one point, the assassin meta, everyone was saying RRQ for sure, right? Everyone was saying Onic PH as well, but Blacklist won, right? So again, I feel like PH adapts just really fast. It's not because Moonton wants them to win and they changed the meta for them.
Yeah, I thought Mirko was gonna say it's not caused by the meta, it's caused by me. But he didn't go with that.
That too.
That too. That helps.
The curse
All right.
continues.
So that's a sell for Miracle. It's a sell for me too. Again, I know how hard these players work,
Yeah.
and I know that it's a matter of the environment as well. So it's not the meta for me personally. I see that. So it's a sell.
It's a sell for me too.
Yeah, me for.
Yeah, for sell
You
again.
4.
M4.
No.
I think I actually,
M4?
I mean,
Oh.
at SEA Games especially, right?
Yeah.
M4. Am I doing it right? 4. Okay, didn't even get the numbers right.
At SEA Games.
Yeah, I think at SEA Games, I think V-wise, because we haven't seen them in MPL, they opted out that season, right? So it was a bit of a not sure whether they could adapt to the meta as well. But the fact that they took champions again, I think that's also, proof that it's a meta that they can adapt.
Yes. Effectively, the Philippines were playing 3 different metagames. We were playing the MPL PH meta, we were playing the SEA Games meta, and then the MSC meta. So that kind of shows that you're right. Maybe more likely it's not. So it's a sell all over, and I think chat agrees. This one is arguably the most unanimous statement yet. We've been split relatively in the first couple, but now it's a clear sell. Let's go into the next statement, and I think you already showed it earlier, Derek. Let's jump back to that. And I think Mirko has strong feelings about this one.
Dude! Oh!
Maybe Lemon should have played in the finals.
Oh, this is
Buy or sell. It's a good statement, man. It's hot. What do you think?
Damn.
This one is tough. I think I'll go last here.
Okay, we won't put you on the spot. As much as I love Lemon, besides the fact that he's very handsome, I think Skylar is great. He's exactly where he needed to be. I'm gonna sell on this. I like RRQ's lineup that went to the grand finals.
Yep. Me too. I'm gonna sell this one because I like Skylar performance in the gold lane compared to Lemon, in my personal opinion, because I can see more synergy between them. because maybe because of Lemon not playing for one season and Skylar been in the roster for MPL, so maybe that's why. I think I prefer Skylar play in the finals compared to Lemon, even though Lemon is legend. Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna buy on this one.
Ooh,
Hot take.
spicy.
Yeah, I mean, yes, Skylar obviously played very well, and you can see there's a different synergy. So I agree with what Mars said as well. I think the only thing is, RRQ went 3-0 already, right, in the last game. I felt like at some point they could maybe pull out Lemon just to have a little bit of switch up there, you know. And the way that Lemon plays,
Valid.
yeah, they have to also, they kind of play to Lemon's play style. I think, Mirko, this is something you said. So having that switch, I think adapting to Lemon, letting him switch things up and the mindset and the way that they play might have been something that's good for RRQ.
Yeah, I sort of agree, right? Because again, in Indonesia, when I got back, there was a lot of discussions about this. There were a lot of discussions about this, and like I mentioned, one of the talk shows with the analysts and the big Indonesian YouTuber, they pointed this out, right? Lemon, should he have played in the finals? A lot of people were like, yeah or no, but then I think it was KB or Colius, one of them. They were like, but dude, remember, if Lemon plays in the finals, he doesn't need to replace Skylar. He could replace Clay, right? He's also a very good mid laner. So again, I think a change of pace could have definitely worked out, especially after going 3-0. Yeah, I agree with you. 3-0, 2-0, especially going for the same strat. Like, we want to go for first pick. They need to change a pace. I think I said this during the cast as well. They need to change something. But yeah, Lemon didn't play. I feel like if Lemon played, it would have also kind of messed with RSGPH's strategy, because they kind of planned this out, and with Coach Bon Chan on YouTube, right, decoding RRQ, it was mostly with RRQ strategy when they had Skylar, not with Lemon in, right? So yeah, again, I think the change of pace could definitely have given them a little bit of an edge. So bye.
Are you? Oh wow, there it is. Wow, 50-50. I did not expect it to come down to this, and I love it. The way Mirko and Scrubby brought it up, I never saw it that way. That maybe it was not just a switch in drafting pattern or style, but even in the whole gameplay. Like, go Lemon centric. Why not? That's very specific. Chapo mentioned here in chat, maybe RSGPH prepared for Skylar, but not Lemon. So what if they brought in Lemon? That would have really shaken it up. Interesting. All right, love it. Let's go into the next statement here. We're almost done here. Second to the last. It's Mars. This one's a little bit for you, bro. MY will significantly come back stronger in M4. Just like how SG came in and finished 4th in M3, can we expect the same from MY?
I can say yes. Yeah, because
Vibe.
at least put a close fight to Indonesian teams, because from a semi-pro league here in MY, I can see that lots of new ideas coming up, new metas. So I can say maybe perhaps MY can give a more fight compared to MSC performance in M4, of course, and hopefully they can get at least 3rd place in M4.
Oh, yeah. Back to old Todak roots. M1.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna buy.
Yeah, this is tough because
Because
MPL MY.
Because you don't know a lot about Malaysian teams, right?
I mean, okay, I'll go first here. From the rumors that I've been hearing from MY, like Todak leaving and Min and Man was only like loaned out to Orange. So I feel like a lot of the teams in MY will be struggling next season, right? And these are the top teams. It's not like the lower teams that are going to be struggling, or the lower teams will have to be going through these roster changes. It's mostly like the top teams, Todak, Orange, maybe even SMG. We might see some crazy changes, right? So I think with all the changes that they're going to do, it might actually impact them negatively. And so I'm going to have to say sell.
Sell, yeah. You're against me.
I'm against you, bro.
You're afraid of Malaysian team?
Mark said literally goodbye earlier, bro. So I think Mirko's getting it back now. Okay. No, what I was getting at earlier was the fact that nothing against Malaysia, right? Everything Mirko said was true. If the rumors do come out and reflect something closer to that, but I'll say Cell because I expect, again, I don't know if this is gonna affect them in any way, but I expect Myanmar and the Cambodians to be the ones to come back stronger. Yeah, because dude, the Cambodians, the Khmer, we expect so much from them. I swear, M4 is the time.
Yeah, it is.
I think so. Nothing against MY. I think MY will stay steady. MY will stay steady, and then we're gonna be shocked more by the Burmese and the Khmer. Like that. That's where I'm sitting right now. Scrubby, how about you?
I'm gonna go with Cell. I agree with what Mirko and
As a Singaporean,
You guys win, Malaysian team. You guys. You guys win.
just
All
because
you
of
are
our
against
rivalry,
me.
Mars. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I fully agree. I think what Leo and Mirko said was absolutely. I think there's definitely potential for that to happen. And with all the crazy rumors going on in like MPL ID, I feel like the teams are really gonna bring like their A game on. So that's definitely gonna be a threat to like teams like Malaysia, even Singapore.
I'm just gonna get.
Okay, you mentioned Singapore. Real quick, just to put this into context, where do you think Singapore will be around M4 times, Scrubby? I'm sure you'll be with them SG, right? MPL SG. But where do you think SG will fall in the grander scheme of things by then?
Like whether they'll make it to M4, I hope so.
I mean, for sure they will, but like, let's say in placing, what do you think?
I actually do have higher hopes for MPL Singapore. I think in the previous season, we've seen a lot of new players, and with new players, they're mostly young, so they have great micro and they're really fast hands. So that's already a plus. And also, there's a lot of teams that are coming to shake up the two giants, EVOS and RSG as well. Yeah, there were some teams that were contending for that top spot. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what's up for season 4.
All right. Great answer. And again, Mars, now you have a chip on your shoulder. Now you have to talk to all the MY teams. You better be good next season.
I'm gonna show you guys.
My pride is on the
I'm
line.
gonna be that one Myanmar fan that approach you. And you're gonna see Myanmar gonna show you when you see.
So, that aside, Scrubby was mentioning how there's a lot of influx of younger players coming into MPLSG. And I thought you were going to mention the imports. Again, St. De Lucas won a championship for RSG SG. And that's amazing. But now let's talk about another flavor of imports. Let's talk about Filipino imports. That's our last statement for tonight's guest coin. PH coaches are global talents. Slowly, one of our new products to send overseas is coaches. There's a lot of rumors now that PH coaches are becoming a hot commodity. On screen, we have Coach Bonchan, Coach Zico, Coach G, Coach Pakbet, Coach Daki. A handful of coaches who have had some level of international success. By all means, it's not a complete list. But they've proven that Filipino coaches can work elsewhere, can do things on a global stage. So is this a buy or sell? Are Filipino coaches going to start flying everywhere? Is this going to be a thing?
Buy.
I'm gonna buy this.
I think buy. Like, I don't even need to give an explanation.
Yeah.
And I'd love to have Bonchan in BTR.
Wow, clean buys. Oh,
Yeah, I'm
Coach
buying.
Ducky has worked in SG a bit, so I'm pretty sure he would say he would tell people that it's a great place to work at. There's a lot of coaches in the Philippines right now. Yeah, I'll say buy for sure. We have great English, and again, even teams who struggle in the MPL.
Why are you not marking me buy? I'm buying
There's
this.
a lot to
I'm
share,
not selling this. There's no more 3 against 1. Please
No more.
let me buy. I think we all can agree with this.
Yeah, this is a dream. I hope at one point there's a Filipino coach in all the MPLs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this gonna be a lot of team fights, a lot of close fight maybe, because coach play and is very important role in one team. Basically, draft is a match before the real match. Draft picks. The battle of mental, I call that.
I love it. And a lot of our coaches are oddly mature dudes. Like, Coach Zico's so young. Coach Zico's like 22, 23.
Yeah.
And he's been coaching for 2 years now. So, like, it's amazing just how, what kind of, again, environment we have here. So, I love it. I'm so happy that we all agree. Thank you so much. Coaches, who's watching? Coach V of TNC is there. Coach Yeb. Man, Coach Yeb. All the coaches who have aspirations to work elsewhere. Alam nyo na yun. You know what it is. It's gonna happen. The casters believe in you. All right? So now let's wrap it up. It's been a great show. Again, we've been here better part of a couple hours. I know we ran a little bit over time, but you guys have been great. It's an awesome show. Without you, this would have been impossible. Let's go ahead and wrap it up and get into our final thoughts before we share things on social media. But first, no. You know what? Why don't you tell us your social media first? Or, yes. I love it. We're playing. Okay, so tell us where we can find you next. What your next projects are, and what's in the near future for you? Because I think MPL, PH, MY, and ID start around the same time, and then SG, I think has. I don't know what's going on with SG. You guys are always doing your own thing.
Yeah, kind of, man. But honestly, I think we're still in the infancy, right? We're season 4 up next. So, I said, yeah, we aren't necessarily on the competing stage as compared, to like Philippines, Indonesia, even Malaysia. But we are a developing region, and I'm really happy to see like there's new influx of talent. People are improving as well. The teams are getting competitive, so that's super cool. And honestly, I just want to stay in this scene a little while longer just to see that grow. I think that will be really fulfilling. And the other thing I wanted to say is also I'm super happy that like I got to witness MSC in person. Like that's super crazy for me, and just teams paying attention to Singapore teams as well. Like I really appreciate that.
Somebody clip the last 10 seconds. She said she's happy to be at
I know. Please don't.
Also, I hate how you're saying I want to stay a little more to see how the scene grows. I think you owe it to us to stay as long as you can.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere, Scrubby.
Thank you.
All right. So now tell us how to reach your social media.
Just one. I think follow me on Instagram. That's ScrubbyCheeks. Super easy to find. I hope. Just don't spell either of maybe don't Scrubby or Cheeks. I don't know. Some people like the. Was it LaFell? I think the moment like I came in, he was like, "Should I call you Scrubby or Cheeks?" And I'm like, "Man, don't break it up."
All right, I wouldn't want to misspell it and search Scrubby Chicks on Instagram. Don't do it. All right. Okay, so Scrubby Chicks on Instagram, catch her there. Mars, how about you, man? What's the lowdown on MPL MY, and where can we find you on socials?
First thing first, I want to say thank you guys for coming to MSC. I'm really glad to have you guys. I'm really glad that you came by, and I know all of you guys. Without the MSC, I don't get this opportunity, of course. I don't get the chance to be in the live streams. And of course, you viewers, thank you so much for staying. And these are my social media. If there's any international follower, I will making international content, because right now I'm focusing on Malaysian viewers only. But yeah, maybe I'm developing myself right now. And is there any PH coach in the comment in freelance? I want to hire you for my team.
Coach V's here. Coach V, yeah, no, PNC. Coach V, PNC's here. Yeah. Ice. He called you Ice.
It's Mars, okay? It's not Ice. And anyway, that's that. Thank you guys.
All right, hook him up. He's on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. Yeah. And of course, man, the Filipino lucky charm.
Yeah, Filipino lucky charm.
Well, again, you guys can find me on again. There's Facebook there, Instagram, YouTube. Instagram's the only one that's different. Frederick_Low_. I think I might have to change that to MirkoCasts as well, so that it's just a thing overall. But yeah, MPID season 10 is starting soon. Hopefully I'll be a part of it. And there's so many crazy rumors already, right? You guys know. I mean, especially the Filipinos, right? You guys have been following. Mostly, the people who've been like spamming my chat, my DMs have been Filipino, and they're like, "Hey, look, Kyrie's mom did this. She posted this about Indonesia." Blah, blah, blah. And they're like, "Oh, cool." So I'm getting information from the Filipino crowd, from the Filipino audience, and yeah, I'm just gonna use this time to thank the Filipino audience, right? Because obviously Indonesian audience everywhere else as well, but mostly a lot of my DMs, a lot of people in my chat, most of the support that I've been getting has been from the Philippines. So Poggers Philippines, love you guys so much. I hope that M4, M5, MSC 2023 maybe in the Philippines, so I get to meet you guys. But yeah, you guys can find me here. I'll be active. I'll be talking about all the different events.
Love it. Thank you so much. And as for me, y'all know where it is. I actually did what Mirko was talking about. It's all the same, bro. I thought about it. I thought about it. So as always, it's been a pleasure to host Recall for y'all. Again, on behalf of the Kovenry squad and the MPL Philippines community, to our international talents, you guys have been amazing. Terima kasih to Mirko, terima kasih to Mars, and thank you to ScrubbyCheeks.
Thank you.
Singapore speaks. Okay, Singapore just speaks English, so thanks. It's been awesome. And if you guys enjoyed what you just watched, again, please do follow Kovenry on socials as well. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. And then if you want to work with us, just shoot us an email, business@kovenry.com. It's been a long show, but it's been an amazing show. It's so hard to fit in a whole tournament's worth of things to talk about in a couple hours, but we did it. Last, shout outs, final thoughts before we close out. Ladies first. Scrubby, anything you want to say before we head on out of here?
Just thank you, man. This is like a first podcast that I've been on. First MSC, first podcast, first everything. So it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. I don't know if I'm going to screw this up, but mabuhay and mahal kita to all the Philippine fans.
Okay, she did it right. She did it right. Guys, this is amazing. She did not ask me totally how to say those things before the stream. I love it. Mars, how about you, man?
This is my first time. Also, I'm afraid that I'm gonna screw this up, same as ScrubbyCheeks. This is my first English podcast, because before this I've been doing Malay podcast only. But yeah, thanks to Leo inviting me for such a good podcast show, and thank you guys for having me.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. You know what? It's your first time, but the more you do it, the more it gets easier and fun.
And salam dari Malaysia untuk semua ya.
Terima kasih. I don't know why Mirko laughed when I said that, but your turn to talk, dude.
Bro, again, I feel like right now ML is at a really good spot, right? I don't want to just be like supremacy, because again, we've seen NA, we've seen Brazil, we've seen everywhere, so I'll just have to say this, right? MLBB lang malakas.
That's true. I agree. That's true. Mantap. I don't know how to respond to that. No, guys, that's what we've been doing behind the scenes. Like, we've been talking. I've been learning a lot of Malay and Bahasa Indo. So I learned that when I don't know what someone said.
Especially the improper one, but you cannot say
improper ones. Yes. I can pick fights. I can pick fights in Malay now. Like, I can get into trouble really easy. So yeah, I learned that in Indo, I would be considered a jaksal, which is a konyo in Tagalog. So yeah, Mirko's one too. Mirko's jaksal.
Jaksal boys.
Jaksal boys. And then if I don't understand what someone said, I would say, wait, no, don't tell me. Apa? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Apa. What's the whole sentence again? Ngapa?
Kenapa? Or apa?
Apa. Yeah, it basically means what did you say, right?
Yeah.
Kenapa? Yeah. All right, so I'm learning a little bit of Bahasa. But yeah, thank you so much for those all who watched. We'll see you again very, very soon. If not in some random stream, Day 0 for Season 10. Okay? Season 10 coming up very, very soon for MPL PH. And expect more international content like this, because I really had fun. I hope you guys had fun as well. All right? So, that being said, good night. As Mirko said it best, MLBB lang malakas. Peace out.